Morning, it's Tuesday morning and I'm just on with a job on SolidWorks. So I'll just flick around and you can see what I'm on with. This is for a job to do with pumping to from an AD plant to some remote tanks. So that in there, that bit there is a flow meter, and I've got to get the pipe, this pipe here, this bit there, and that bit there made up to suit. So the digester will come in here through the flow meter and then into the tank. So I'm just sorting out the drawings for this. So I've got to send them away to get someone to make them. So that's the first job of the day. I need to 3D print these parts. So first of all, I have to save them as an STL. I think it stands for stereolithograph or something like that. So save that. Find the other one. Save as. Save that. That's one of the parts. Where's the other part? There. Ooh, random. Just throwing it on. So first of all, I need to flip them over. It's weird when you're doing this. You tend to look at the screen round the phone, not through the phone. You could look at you just do it. You could look at it through the phone, and it would do the same. It would, yeah, you'd be able to see just as easy. But for some reason, you don't. Right, flip that one over. So it sits flat on the base. Put it parallel as well. What's that look like now? Yeah, it's not so far away. It's a little bit out. Anyway, won't worry about that. Move it across a bit. So yeah, now that'll 3D print quite well. So then you've got to slice it. So this is basically the computer working out how it's going to print it, and like so there's a few settings to just check that adhesion. That is, it basically puts a thin layer around the outside to make it stick to the plate. So if I turn it off, slice it again, then yeah, it's not there anymore. It's just done one line around the outside, that line there. But kind of want that on anyway, because what happens is it lets go, and then it just starts shoving it round the build plate. So the plate, that surface that it's on, is called the build plate. So that's it. That bit there is the adhesion, and then it'll start printing the actual part itself. So the yellow is the blue is the adhesion part, and the yellow is the actual part I want. And then if I go up on the side, that's it getting made to a full part. So I just need to go and get the SD card out of the 3D printer and put it in and save it, and then I can set it off. My 3D printer is a bit of an older one now, so you can send files directly to them, but mine you have to put on an SD card. And the other thing you have to check is that you've got enough filament, because it doesn't know if it's run out. So if it runs out, it just carries on going, and you end up with something you can't really use. You have to throw it away. So we just have to be aware. I've got enough. I've never really tried. I've never tried anything else. You can use hairspray for this, and it probably would be better because it wouldn't leave this residue that you'd have to wash off. But because this works, I've just stuck with it. I probably ought to try something else, because it would. The downside is that you leave glue on the bottom of your thing. We'll just sort of scrape it off. But yeah, set it away. The build plate has to warm up. So yeah, that's hot. And the filament that's coming out the end there, that nozzle there, that warms up as well. So that's what's melting the plastic. The plastic comes in here cold, and then right at the end gets warmed up. Comes out at the end like that, So it goes from 2.85 millimetre diameter when it's coming in the tube, in that tube, to that, which I think is 0.4. I think that's a 0.4 nozzle. That's an error. So because I didn't put the part in the middle of the build plate, and I didn't put glue there, that's lifting, it's not stuck down. So I'm going to abort it and start again. After a false start, the old 3D printer's doing a good job. I think it's going to be 10 hours, but it isn't, because once it gets past 10mm high here, it's got a lot less printing to do because of the way the print's set up. So it should be done quite quickly after it gets through the thickest bit of it. So I made a schoolboy error, and even though I've been sat at my desk all day and I've sort of kept an eye on it, I didn't keep a good enough eye on it, and it ran out of filament and kept on printing. So yeah, I've taken the spool off now, but that's what, yeah, it ran out. So that's a bit annoying. That's one of the downsides with this thing. You end up with like spools with bits left on, and you can get things to join them, like join one spool to another, but not for this size. I haven't found it for this size. So there's like, what's that? 6 spools of a little bit left on every one. Anyway, I think we'll abandon this for today because it obviously wasn't going to work after its false start this morning and then this error. And I probably could still use them, but it wants to be right. So I'll put a new spool on in the morning and we'll set it up again. There's not been a whole lot going on today because I've just been sat at my desk pestering people, ringing people who have expressed an interest or inquired about whatever it might have been. So that's what I've spent most of the day doing. I decided earlier today that today would be a day at home, and then tomorrow I'll be out and about doing the different jobs that need doing. So yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow.